Tonight on Connecticut's news station, a weather watch alert. Flood cleanup continues as more rain moves into Connecticut.
And a deadly crash involving teens in a stolen car. Tonight, we get an update from police.
Do you know what happens to white women in Connecticut? Their charges get dismissed.
And exclusive emotional reaction as hate crime charges are dropped against the woman accused of spitting on a protester at the Capitol.
Plus, protecting shelter pets from the heat. The new law that helps animals stay cool during the dog days of summer.
In the heat of summer, it's sweater weather, hockey sweater weather. Why? Because Whalers Weekend has returned to Duncan Park. I'm Jim Altman in downtown Hartford. More from the stadium ahead on the Fox 61 News.
Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, begins with a weather watch alert.
And we do start with that weather watch alert tonight. More rain making its way into Connecticut as we get ready for the weekend. And it's causing a few headaches, but the good news is it won't last. It is expected to clear out soon. Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Another day of clouds and rain this month. Taking a live look now. We have a look at the current conditions in Hartford, New Haven, Middletown, and at Mohegan Sun.
Let's send it right over to meteorologist Ryan Breton for what we can expect through the night tonight. Ryan.
Brent and Sarah, good evening. Hi, everyone. We still have a flash flood warning in effect for the Hartford area for the next hour, but the heaviest rain has ended here. And as we come on the air at 6 o'clock, there's a brand new flash flood warning that's been issued until 9 o'clock. And this is for northern parts of New Haven County and a portion of Fairfield County, including Waterbury, Naugatuck, Oxford, Newtown, and Southbury, because it has been pouring rain here. This is a loop of the radar over the last hour. Rainfall rates in some cases more than 2 inches in just 1 hour, with a lot of rain, thunder, and lightning going right through here right now. We'll zoom you into some of the very heaviest rain right around Oxford and Southbury. You can see the thunder and lightning here right around Route 188 and Interstate 84 as well. So that's one place where we're concerned about some additional flash flooding, as you can see that line of rain flaring up there. This area of rain is not moving very quickly, but this one is. There's just a ton of lightning and a lot of heavy rain with it. It moved on the shoreline about an hour ago. Now it's going through Colchester and Norwich. We'll zoom you in here to the very heaviest of it with all the lightning, as you can see, going right through Basra, Franklin, and Lebanon at the moment too. A couple of downpours around Windsor Locks and East Granby, but not as heavy as the rain that we have in other places. So the rain will continue off and on over the next few hours, but after about 9 or 10 o'clock, things dry out and the weekend is looking great. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Ryan, thank you. Well, all that rain and the flooding that followed made it a tough season for some Connecticut farms and farmers.
Yeah, some businesses that rely on outdoor activities are also feeling a wet whiplash. This summer, Fox 61's Emma Wolfhorst reports from the Farmington Valley, where lost land and money are attracting political attention too.
A very rainy July, causing problems for those who rely on the Farmington River.
We're down 50% over last year, and also have had to cancel our kids' programs about 50% of the time.
Sue and John Warner have owned Collinsville Canoe and Kayak for 33 years. Due to this summer's conditions, they've been forced to suspend canoe, kayak, and paddleboard rentals, as well as youth summer camps.
When you have trees coming down the river and you have, just all kinds of dirt and debris, it's just not a safe place to be.
The Warners say they're falling back on retail sales right now, but being down 50% in business compared to last year is frustrating.
It's lost revenue. It's not something that really can be made up. But even more frustrating for us is the 15 to 20 college kids we have that are really counting on income for the summer that we haven't been able to provide for them.
We had to lay them off because we just didn't have the work for them.
And the Warners aren't the only ones struggling. Over at Sub-Edge Farm, 10 acres were destroyed by floodwaters this summer.
$30,000 to $40,000 worth of produce we're guessing that got destroyed.
While this isn't the worst flooding the Phillips have seen, they say this summer's weather is having lasting impacts.
There's not much left for us to sell retail, so it is hurting us financially.
It's tight. Yeah, it's tight.
Friday, Senator Blumenthal met with these business owners, hoping to bring their stories back to Washington and return with some relief.
See it all go up in water in this way is heartbreaking, and we need to come to their aid so that they can literally stay in business.
Blumenthal is pushing for a federal disaster declaration he says will help these businesses stay afloat.
A disaster declaration would mean readier aid for them, quicker relief. I'm hoping that in a matter of days, we will see some action.
Until then, the Warners and the Phillips hope the White House gets their message.
Can't control Mother Nature all the time, but this was a good hit.
Reporting in Farmington, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Emma, thank you. We have a breaking news update tonight. The 79-year-old pilot who had a medical emergency during a flight headed to Martha's Vineyard has died. Massachusetts police say Randolph Bonist of Norwalk passed away last night. His wife, Robin, jumped on the controls and landed that plane just off the airport runway, breaking its left wing on Sunday. Now, before heading to the beach this weekend, be aware that Lakewood Beach in Waterbury will be closed. Officials say the water at Lakewood showed higher than normal levels of bacteria. Officials say water sample testing is conducted daily, and the beach will reopen when those levels become safe again.
A 14-year-old girl from Waterbury has died in a serious crash early this morning. 3 teens were in the car with her, and a 15-year-old boy is fighting for his life in the hospital. Police say the car they were in was stolen earlier in the night. The crash was captured on surveillance video, and we chose not to show you the impact since it may be disturbing to some viewers. Fox 61's Carmen Chow reports from Waterbury.
The crime out here is ridiculous.
Shortly before 2:30 this morning in Waterbury, police rushed to East Main and Baldwin Streets for a collision between a Hyundai Sonata and a Ford Escape. Police sharing this surveillance footage of the crash. They say the Hyundai was supposed to stop at a red light, but instead, you can see they rammed right into the Ford Escape.
The car almost hit me, and then it kept going, and it hit the fire extinguisher, and then that's when it flipped over.
Inside the Hyundai were 4 teens, all 14 or 15 years old. One of them died at the hospital from her injuries. Police say the Hyundai was stolen from the Brookdale Avenue area earlier in the morning.
We did notice in the car there was a screwdriver in the car, and there was some sort of cord that was hanging from the dashboard steering column area.
Residents who live near the crash scene are now fed up.
It's ridiculous. A lot of these young kids are stealing cars out here. I mean, I don't know what the police are going to do, but they got to start doing something out here.
Adrian Gooseby witnessed the aftermath of the crash and tried to help the 14-year-old girl.
She was alive. She said, "Help me, help me." She had something stuck in her, whistling, near her stomach. 2
of the 4 teens police say were affiliated with the gang. Waterbury Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Verna Ruffin issuing a statement saying in part, "We mourn the death of our student and extend our deepest condolences to the family. We hope and pray for the recovery of the 3 other students hospitalized." Police say the teens who survived are expected to be okay, as well as the people in the other vehicle. But they want to use this tragic incident as a reminder for all parents.
I would encourage parents and guardians and family members to make sure that, they are engaged with their children.
Waterbury police also added if you own a Hyundai, make sure you take extra precautions by making sure your car is locked, and to also bring it to your local dealership to make sure they install the newest anti-theft software. In Waterbury, Carmen Chow, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Social workers and mental health providers will be available to students and staff starting next Monday at the Waterbury Arts Magnet School from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
We have an update now on a crash in Tolland we first told you about last night on the news at 5. We now know the motorcyclist involved in that crash has died. State police say that motorcyclist, Kevin Gorman, braked suddenly last night on I-84 due to cars reducing speed because of a crash on the shoulder, and that's when he lost control and he hit another car. Gorman was taken to a hospital where he later died.
In Putnam, a tractor-trailer driver is dead after a crash. This happened early this morning on I-395 near exit 45. Police say the driver, Archie Miller, lost control of the truck and ran off the left shoulder. No other cars were involved. Police are still investigating what happened.
And in Naugatuck, police are looking for 2 suspects connected to a series of car break-ins on Loran Drive, and they are sharing these photos of the suspects. Police say the same suspects later used a stolen credit card at a convenience store in Waterbury. If you recognize them or have any information that could aid investigators, call police.
And new tonight, police have arrested 2 men for allegedly selling tobacco and THC products to underage customers. The investigation led police to a convenience store in West Hartford. Police say Fasil Nashir and Kayas Al-Hagar were charged after parents of West Hartford students complained to police that their kids were being sold products from the Kayas convenience shop on LaSalle Road. Police later determined the shop was not licensed to sell any THC products at all. Police say they seized more than 100 THC products that were on display in the store. The men were both released on $15,000 bond. They're due back in court next week.
To a Fox 61 exclusive story now. Tensions were high inside and outside Superior Court today after hate crime charges were dropped against a new Fairfield woman who spat on a Black Lives Matter activist in 2021. Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez is at the state capitol with the details.
Demonstrations at the courthouse were in response to an incident right here at the Capitol more than 2 years ago amid high racial tensions and the pandemic.
This is how Corinne Prescott spent her 42nd birthday.
She committed a hate crime in front of an officer on Capitol grounds, on camera, and her charges are wiped clean.
Providing emotional testimony inside Superior Court.
I'm disgusted and I'm disappointed. I did everything the right way.
Court marshals escorting Yulia Gilshian after hate crime charges against her were dismissed Friday.
I'm asking the court to enter the appropriate dismissal.
The same day a mob stormed the U.S. Capitol in 2021, Black Lives Matter and anti-mask protesters clashed at Connecticut's state capitol. That's when Gilshian spat on Prescott, who has multiple sclerosis, and said she suffered emotional distress as a result.
She said that she feared for her life when she spit in my face, even though she walked up to me unprovoked. Unprovoked!
Demonstrators standing with Prescott inside and outside court.
Please be quiet. Court is still in session.
Sense of fairness and justice, the court is going to allow the victim to be heard.
Prescott and her attorney, King Krajewski, say they were denied justice by the Accelerated Rehabilitation Program.
There is a direct line between Yulia Gilshian's assault on Corinne Prescott and the swastika that was drawn in the Black Lives Matter mural less than a quarter of a mile away from here. This is the atmosphere that the legal system is creating.
And this AR is setting a precedent in the state that you can plan an attack against a black or brown body if you are white, and all you have to do is come here, say I'm sorry, and the judge is going to grant you some anger management classes and you walk scot-free.
Earlier this year, Prescott was awarded $300,000 in a civil suit that Gilshian is appealing. In Hartford, I'm Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Local leaders are calling on Congress to create a path for permanent legal status for at-risk Afghan allies. Senator Richard Blumenthal is sponsoring the Afghan Adjustment Act. It would allow refugees from Afghanistan in the U.S. to apply for permanent legal residency after undergoing additional vetting. Currently, they have to go through special immigrant visa processes, which can take some time.